Very good evening, my dear friends. Nice evening. One of the most important topic in algae, that is CYANOPHYCEAE or MIXOPHYCEAE. Also, we can call it as blue-green algae. Today's our eminent resource person, Dr. A.RAJANI Madam Garu, Head Department of Botany, Associate Professor, RBVRR Women's College, Autonomous, Hyderabad. Madam is going to explain with beautiful slides and the wonderful explanation. If you have any doubt during the class, you may ask without any hesitation, without any bias. You can freely interact with our respected madam. Madam, please welcome, share your screen and start your session. Madam,
Okay,
please welcome.
Once. Good evening, sir. Good evening to students.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. Yeah, in the last 1 week, total algae is completed, yes or no? Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae, these all things are completed, yes or no, ma?
Yes, madam.
Today we will discuss about the CYANOPHYCEAE. In the algae, the last class is the MIXOPHYCEAE, CYANOPHYCEAE or blue-green algae. Now I will share my PPT. 1 second. Minute. Yeah, it's clear.
Yes.
See, the last class of algae, that one is called the CYANOPHYCEAE. You know, algae, what characters are there? These are things already in the last classes. We will discuss about the total general account, what is algae, where they identify, what is the habitat, how many classes are there, what type of reproductions are there, and what is the life cycle. These are things already have studied in the algae. Yes or no? In the here the Fritz scientists to divided into the 11 classes algae, no? In that 11 classes, we all are completed Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae. Now we will discuss about to the CYANOPHYCEAE member. This one is the last class in UG level. Okay, in case you can study the further competitive exam, other Euglenophyceae, Xanthophyceae, the Basilarophyceae, these are also we will learn in this one. But in a PG entrance exam, this one is enough. Okay. These CYANOPHYCEAE, you know, the CYANOPHYCEAE character, what type of characters are there? What is the now the CYANOPHYCEAE, many scientists to add to the microbiology side. Why to add the microbiology side here? What characters are there? These characters today we will discuss about to the this type of characters. Okay. In this one, this cyanobacteria. 1 second. It's clearly observed in my slide. Yes or no? PPT is visible.
Madam, కొంచెం పైకరండి మేడం స్లైడ్ ని కొంచెం.
అవునా, ఒక్క నిమిషం. 1 second, I'll stop my sharing. After that one, I'll share it. Now it's clear? It's clear now?
Okay, madam.
Yeah. See, why cyanobacteria to include in the microbiology group. See, in this bacteria, you can byhead it 3 names. One is the MIXOPHYCEAE. The second one is the cyanobacteria. Another name is called blue-green algae. In examination time, you'll ask any name also. Okay. Here, these character, all the microorganism characters are there. What characters of microorganism? all other prokaryotic cell is present. Yes or no? In the cell biology already start, no? Eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell. The difference, main difference in the eu and prokaryotic. Prokaryotic, here nuclear membrane is absent. In the eukaryotic, nuclear membrane is present. Here, nuclear membrane is absent. That is the first character. Another character in this cell wall. Anyone to tell what is the bacteria cell wall chemical structure? Yeah, tell me what is the characteristic feature of the cell wall chemical structure?
Peptidoglycan.
Polypeptidoglycans, mucoglycans. This is the cell wall of the all microorganism, not only bacteria, all microorganism. In the eukaryotes, other plant cell wall to made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, suberins, lignins, like that. Here in the cyanobacteria, the cell wall to made up of muramic acid, N-acetyl glycolic acids, muramic peptidoglycans, like that. This is the made up of cell wall. Here, this cyanobacteria, many scientists to divide into the normal eukaryotic to prokaryotic. This is a division of a microorganism that are related to the bacteria but are capable of photosynthesis. See, all bacteria not to found in the photosynthesis. Only few bacteria undergo the photosynthesis. That's why that bacteria is the photosynthetic bacteria. The best example, anyone? What is a photosynthetic bacteria?
Nasta, Canabina.
Sulfur bacteria, green sulfur bacteria. These are the photosynthetic bacteria. Okay. Nasta, Canabina is the under in general. I'll ask that one. What type of bacteria is the photosynthetic? Okay. In the nitrogen metabolism time, we will discuss about the what type of photosynthetic bacteria, what examples are there. This is a most important to compulsory one question to ask in competitive exam time. Coming to this one. The microorganism, this is a bacteria, but are capable of the photosynthesis. They are prokaryotic and represent the earliest known as form of the life on the earth. This is the characteristic of the cyanobacteria. What is cyanobacteria? These cyanobacteria also known as blue-green algae or blue-green bacteria. Cyanophyta is a phylum of bacteria that obtain their energy through photosynthesis. This is just what is the cyanobacteria characters. Now, what is the occurrence? Okay, in all algae, you can observe, where the algae found, where you can observe, mostly you can observe freshwater, marine water, epiphytic, amphiphytic, terrestrial, thermophilic, like this. These cyanobacteria occurrence are blue-green algae are the one of the most successful autotrophic organism. This one most successful autotrophic organism on earth which have mastered all type of environment. This is a master of the cyanobacteria on the earth. Very important. Many economical characters are there. That's why this one is a mastered all type of environment you can observe to the cyanobacteria. Where that one is a freshwater, seawater, salt marshes, moist rocks, tree trunks, moist soils, hot springs, frozen waters. These are places you can observe these cyanobacteria. Coming the next one, these cyanobacteria are most self-contained photosynthetic organism. This is a self-contained photosynthetic organism. They can therefore live under every type of the environment, any type. Live under any type or every type of environment and on every type of substrate also. Because of this fact, these are all one of earliest considered of they were the barren areas also. Many of them, they have ability of nitrogen fixation. Many abilities are there. Okay. Many abilities are there in this cyanobacteria. Here, another very important, each and every bacteria, each and every class, this one is a cyanobacteria, no? Each and every class, some pigments you have studied, no? Here also, chlorophyll A only present. What type of pigment is there? Chlorophyll A and green colorations. Along with chlorophyll A, xanthophylls, phycobilins is must. What type of phycobilins? C phycocyanin and C phycoerythrin. In this one, these two is called the phycobilins. Here, phycocyanin is most dominant to compare the phycoerythrin. That's where the color resemble blue-green color. Okay. Here, only chlorophyll A only found in this cyanobacteria pigments. And normal carotins, xanthophylls, few amount of normal carotins and xanthophylls. But what type of pigments is very dominant? C phycocyanin, C phycoerythrin. These two, cyanin is most dominant to compare the erythrin. That's where the color resemble blue green. And you know, this is the product of photosynthesis. And another very important, here also flagella absent. In the four, I'll ask the one question. In Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae, which class the flagella is absent? Which class flagella is absent? In the last three classes, I'll explain, no, three, you know, in which one, which algae is which class of algae flagella is absent? Anyone?
Rhodophyceae.
Rhodophyceae, very good. Another one, another most, these CYANOPHYCEAE also, flagellas is absent. The reproductive bodies of flagellas is totally absent and sexual reproduction also absent. This is a very important for the examination time view. Which one? Flagella is absent. The sexual reproduction also totally absent in this one. Now I will total explain where the distribution and what type of their here distribution of algae in marine, freshwater, where the all environmental you can observe in this one. Structural ranges in the numerical, the cyanobacteria, this 1024 cyanobacterial cells in the ocean. And these blue-green algae, you know, non-motile, gram-negative eubacteria, and gram-positive also is there. They lack nucleus, that is a nuclear membrane, and the chloroplast, mitochondria, all are the present. Why? This is the same like that bacteria. And contain to the see here contain carboxy enzyme. You know, Rubisco enzyme is the carboxysome enzyme. Rubisco meaning here you can study the detail for the photosynthesis time, but I'll explain here. Rubisco is the one type of enzyme. Most in the total earth, most abundant enzyme is the Rubisco. High protein also present in this enzyme. Here, this cyanobacteria to contain this type of enzyme convert the inorganic carbon to organic carbons in all oxygen evolving photosynthetic organism. And coming to the another character, DNA, circular DNA, but chromosomes, histone proteins is absent. Circular DNA is present, but no chromosome, no histone proteins. And what type of ribosome? 70S type of ribosome, smaller than eukaryotic character. Okay, coming to the next, this organism, the cell structure. And another important of in this one, after that one, I'll explain the cell. The thallus. Now you can observe the thallus. Here you can the organization of thallus ranges from unicellular to branched heterotrichous forms. You know what is the branch, what is the heterotrichous? In the thallus organization time, I'll explain clearly. Yes or no? In this range, organism range from the unicellular to branched heterotrichous form. Here, morphologically to broad and organism. However, here peripheral pigments and central colorless are also present in the thallus time. In this one, the unicellular, in this thallus organization, unicellular form meaning, one second. Unicellular polar thalli with this one, with a defined base and apex are present. That is a unicellular. That is the dermocarpa is the best example, unicellular. Coming to the multicellular colonial forms. Here also in Volvox, you know, or Volvox, the colony is present, you know. Here also multicellular cyanobacteria, colonial forms are present. The best example, Glyocapsa is the best example. Coming to the simple unbranched filament also present. Simple unbranched without heterocyst and akinets also present. Simple unbranched filament, which one? Oscillatoria spirulina. And simple unbranched filament with heterotrichous. That is a nostoc anabina is the best example. One is a simple unbranched filament form a heterotrichous and akinets. Example, Oscillatoria spirulina. Coming to the simple unbranched filament with only with that one is a without heterotrichous akinets. No, here with heterocyst, that is a nostoc anabina, and unbranched heterostric filament apex are there. Heterotrichous filaments, heterotrichous filament with true branches. These are the present in the thallus time. Here also the thallus organization time. Two main protoplast is clearly divided in two parts. One is a chromo and centro. Chromo meaning peripheral pigment region is called chromo. Central part, colorless part is called central colorless. This is the centroplasma. Here, you know, non-filamentous are there. Filamentous. Non-filamentous meaning coccoid forms. No flagella, no. That's why this is non-filamentous, coccoid. The structure is the spherical, cylindrical, fusiform. These are the many times two divisions are present. That's why the two made up of the colony. Many cells enveloped one or more different frame under mucilaginous sheath. This is a non-filamentous. Coming to the where the filamentous bodies are there in the thallus. Here made up of a very long series of cells placed one over to the other. Long trichome also present, where in this trichome create the mucilaginous sheath and prime flexible of sheath is there. This trichome either straight or sometimes tips may be somewhat bent. Whole trichome is spirally coiled, and sometimes trichores are uniform, that is a homocystous, and sometimes is the erupted more or less irregular type is there, that is a heterotrichous. These trichomes are either branching or unbranching. This is a filamentous form. Coming to the cyanobacteria cell characters. What type of the cell structures are there? What characters are found is there? See, in the cyanobacteria, all cyanobacteria except Gliobacter, except which one? Gliobacter have an internal system of thylakoid membrane in which the light reaction of photosynthesis and respiration occur. Which one is where is the which one? All cyanobacteria characters same except Gliobacter. What characters are there? Internal system, thylakoid membranes. You know where the thylakoids are present? Anyone? Where you can observe the thylakoid in photosynthesis time?
Chloroplast, ma'am.
Chloroplast. Thylakoid, grana, you know. Oh, yes or no? Lamella, grana, lamella, thylakoids, all photosynthetic pigments under chloroplast only. In this cell, all cyanobacteria except Gliobacter have an internal system of thylakoid membrane. All our thylakoid membrane is present, in which the light reaction of photosynthesis and respiration occur inside. Beside the thylakoid membrane, the cyanobacteria cytol contain components such as carboxysomes, glycosone granules, cyanophycin granules, lipid bodies, polyphosphate bodies. Okay, these cyanobacterial cells are more elaborated, larger than the bacteria. Another one, typical prokaryotic cell structure, naked DNA. That one, 70S type of ribosomes, one envelope organization with the cell wall, peptidoglycans. This is a characteristic feature of the prokaryotic cell. And membrane bound structure like endoplasmic reticulum. Coming to the next one, mitochondria, Golgi complex, SAP vacuoles. Next one is the plastids. These are all absent in cyanobacteria. Which one is absent? Endoplasmic reticulum. In case these are sometimes to ask very simple also. Which you thinking all cells are found in all cell organelles. But in this cyanobacteria, these type of cell organelle are absent. What are that one? Endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi complex, SAP vacuoles, plastids. These are all absent in cyanobacteria. The cell wall is 4-layered with the peptidoglycans is present in the second layer. The gas vacuoles very common in planktonic form. They are vesicles filled with the gas formation and bounded by single membrane. There is no mitotic cell division in cyanobacteria. This also very, very important. There is no mitotic divisions in cyanobacteria. The cells divide by fission or amitotic divisions. Amitotic divisions are present. This one is a cyanobacteria cell characters. And habitat is the ubiquitous, and example for Anabina, Nostoc, Oscillatoria, Lyngbia, Syncosis and Syncosistis. These are the example for the cyanobacteria. You know, I already explained, no? In this one, the cell organelles of cyanobacteria, blue-green, you know, contain to the phycocyanin, phycoerythrin. These are pigments are found into the cyanobacteria. These are. And coming to the here, reserve food material is the polysaccharides. Okay, the reserve food material like this. Sometimes in marine species contain to the these gas vacuoles also. Now I will explain. No, these gas vacuoles are found and regulation for the in marine species. Some filamentous cyanobacteria, actinides also formed. And cyanobacteria extreme habitat shows an oxygen photosynthetic lack photosynthesis too. You know what is the system PS1 and PS2. Here, which one is lack? This also very important. The PS2 is the lack PS2 form photosynthesis without O2 production under use hydrogen sulfide as electron donor. Some thermophilic cyanobacteria live in extremely high temperature. What is that one? 70 in the general account time, I'll explain the thermal algae also. These cyanobacteria is the best example for the thermal algae. These are what type of, how much of temperature? Yellowstone Park, you can observe 70 degrees centigrade of the temperature. See, cell organelle, the structure of the thallus of these cyanobacteria, you can observe this is the chlorococcus. I will explain now before Gliocapsa. This one is a Gliocapsa or Gliocaptor. Absent for the, what is the system in this one? All cyanobacteria except Gliobacter have internal system of thylakoid membrane, light reaction, all there except this Gliocapsa. This is a nostoc, just like this is a bead-like structure. Always nostoc is a bead-like. Next one, spirulina. Very important, high protein capsules. Many people to take the supplementary for spirulina. Why? High protein content is there. Very rich protein. That is the spirulina. Eat, and you can observe here in the cyanobacteria, in between large cell is there. No, this is a very important acinids are present. This is the terminal heterocyst. This one is a colony, substratum. You can see this is the colony. These are the nostoc colony. Enlarge of nostoc colony. You can observe just one drop. You can take the on the in the taken and under electron microscope. You can observe many group of nostocs are there. See like this. This is a nostoc. Coming to the Gliocapsa or Anabina oscillatoria like this. See, filamentous plant body, not branched, filamentous, and gelatinous sheath, where all are the gelatinous sheath is found. Okay, where this can take any part, this any cyanobacteria, gelatinous sheath is present. See this one. Okay, coming to the next one, another cyanobacteria, synchronous is and Gliocapsa and Cleospermum, Endophysceae, microcystis. See, this microcystis is very dangerous. Where the grow up in the underwater, microcystis is there. In case you can drink in that type of water, that is a polluted water, indigestion problem and the attack to the cholera like this. That is a very dangerous and toxic cyanobacteria. Which one is microcystis? Where the pollution there in that water you can observe in this microcystis. Coming to the classification. This is the Cyanophyceae. Order is Chlorococales. The family Chlorococcaceae. Family Entophilus and Entomorphia. Anyone that this is a phylum of the cyanobacteria. See, this is the total classification of the cyanobacteria. Now, here I will not to explain particular cyano. This is all the species. Different species are there, no? In that different species of the cyanobacteria classification. Here another, before reproduction, I'll explain here nutrition. What type of nutrition is there? Cyanobacteria contain the chlorophyll A, you know that one. Other than other